Eyezayuh Torres. Eyezayuh Torres is a Pueblo native. He's also being accompanied by Power Slap champion Robert the Real Deal Trujillo, as well as one of the most entertaining guys to come from the Colorado scene in mixed martial arts in Adam Mini Hunt Martinez. Many of you from Southern Colorado might know him as the American Bully, but yeah, he's got a who's who of some of the Southern Colorado royalty of fighters, if you will. Eyezayuh is going to be in that Romero Insurance Agency red corner. This is going to be a fight of two guys who have gamer energy. You know, they both had that eye of the tiger, if you will, facing off.
I had the pleasure of actually training with Eyezayuh in his beginning of his MMA career. And let me tell you, this guy has come so far. You got Eyezayuh there wearing those Ninja Turtle socks. You gotta love those. Gotta love it. I'm definitely a 90s kid, so those are one of my favorite cartoons.
Oh, definitely. Have to. Right away, who's your favorite?
Raphael.
Raphael,
yes,
okay.
Sir.
It's always an interesting question to ask. And it kind of tells sometimes, you know, just a little bit about.
He's always like the fighter one, you know? He's
right.
Always, let's go. They're both filling each other out right now. Little touches here and there.
Hook to the body from Erion. This is a professional bout, folks, so we are looking at 3-minute rounds here.
Overhand lands for
Scheduled
Eyezayuh.
for 4. Right before the clinch, Erion landed a 2 to the body.
You can see a chuckle off Eyezayuh's face right now.
Eyezayuh just, for lack of a better term, Eyezayuh carries a lot of that Pueblo energy.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like I don't know, like he is like, in terms of him just being a gamer and just willing to go out there and compete no matter what, you know, or who it is. Like, he is East Side.
I couldn't agree anymore. Honestly, you said it. That's Eyezayuh.
Yeah,
that is exactly who he is.
And again, whether it's in MMA to now boxing, trying to take the step, he just wants to be active. He just wants to compete.
There's a nice one
good
too.
Right hand right there.
Clint, he sees it right now. He's going for the. Eyezayuh putting it on.
It looked like he was almost ready to throw that tie plum and a knee right against the ropes.
That's like
right now. Big flurry from Eyezayuh Torres.
Notice how he's keeping composure. He's not swinging for the fences. He's technically finding his spots and throwing it in there.
Big counter right there, though, lands from Erion.
Both of them staying in the center of the ring right now. Eyezayuh trying to put pressure on, back up into the ropes again. Nice.
Big overhand right there from Eyezayuh. And Erion is definitely feeling it, but he's right there with a little bit of showmanship himself. Sometimes, James, when you see that big smile after a shot that lands, you know that it got through.
Yep, I got to be a sucker. I got to say that I have smiled a few times in my career, and those are the ones that definitely got through to me. But you can't show your opponent that. You know what I mean?
No.
Big old breath by Ramos right there. Oh, excuse me, Johnson.
I like that combination, though, that Zay just threw, going with the right hook to the body, then coming back up top with the hook up high once he was able to draw that guard down.
I feel like Eyezayuh is just trying to pick his spots right now. He's trying to find that one that's going to be able to sneak in there. You can kind of see how Johnson is pawing out that jab. I would definitely stop doing that because that can definitely get parried and countered pretty quick like.
I'm impressed, though, with the composure for Eyezayuh, being that this is his pro boxing debut in this way.
Nice combo by Eyezayuh off the angle.
Short
look
hook
at that.
Found its mark.
Johnson still throwing away. He's able to take it. Let's look at that. End of the first round. That was
a little bit of gamer action right there between the two of them. Like we said, these two guys, you saw that look building itself up to be a potential fight of the night option here for this card, and through one, they aren't disappointing, James.
No, not at all. I believe both these fighters definitely turned it up this first round. It looks like a little redness is starting to swell under the right eye of Johnson right now.
You got a little bit on the forehead, too, of Eyezayuh, but, you know, I mean, to a certain extent, I feel like you might have, like, those forehead punches. How much do you weigh if you're a judge, right? Like,
I mean, you also got to remember the forehead. Usually, it could be a headbutt. You know what I mean? That's
yeah. It could be that, and it could just be those soft little, just I'm filling you out, just
little
peppering
taps.
you. And depending on, someone's skin sensitivity, that's a factor too. Oh, Johnson comes out with a sense of urgency.
Referee stops the bout real quick. Go and explain to them that it's boxing, not wrestling.
Which I was actually just about to make the comment that we've seen more clinch in this fight so far.
We have. And I think they both know it's because the proximity is really close. They're staying toe-to-toe. They're both swinging, and there's a clinch again. So they better be wary about the headbutts here and there. So far it's been a pretty clean fight.
Yeah, the most effective weapon I feel like so far from Erion has been the left hook.
Yeah, it is countering pretty good. He's able to swing that real quick and catch Eyezayuh when his hand's just a little bit down. There it is again. He's swinging that.
When Erion keeps that high guard, I'd like to see Eyezayuh change levels though. Instead of just you are pawing at him and you're hitting him in the wrists and in the gloves. Definitely. Maybe getting one come through, but work the base. Start putting water in the basement, and eventually that's going to pay dividends as the fight continues. You're going to draw that high guard back down.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see him change levels, high, low, high, hit off of an angle here and there, like he did in the first round. But as you can see, both fighters they're standing toe to toe.
And Johnson's starting to settle in a little bit more now.
Nice little clinch push off by Isiah. Nice hook by Johnson. Isiah works the body, overhand back of the head, lands for Johnson.
Yeah, and you could definitely see there, Landy. He's got a big old red spot on the back of his head.
Nice uppercut, Johnson. Isiah keeps jabbing away, trying to fill out that spot.
1-1-2 from Isiah, finds its way through.
That kind of shovel jab right there by Johnson.
It's been effective. Right big right overhand, though, off that 1-2 from Johnson lands.
Isiah not as active this round. There's a nice overhand right combo right there with the left hook. Keeping his distance, switching off the angle, off the ropes, turning around is Isiah and put Johnson back into the corner ropes. They're tying up. The referee warning him, watch the forehead.
Yep, just as you said, those headbutts are always the potential once you start to clinch or once you start to work in those phone booth quarters. Isiah overextends on the right hand, gets countered off of it by Johnson.
Both fighters are picking their angles very nicely. You can tell one's on the ropes and the other one comes around with an angle, puts the other guy against the ropes.
Balance at times has been an issue for each of them, though.
They're
starting to unload on that big power shot. They're staying balanced through the first couple of punches within the combination sequence, but when they finally throw that power shot at the end,
they're both flat-footed.
They're flat-footed and they're overextending They're both overextending themselves, which is opening their counter opportunities.
Exactly.
So they're both countering each other when they're throwing a big shot, there's a big miss, there's a big counter.
5 seconds left about. Really are trading off punch for punch. Great second round. I mean, both of them are swinging not for the fences. They're staying actually pretty technical, other than, the end of their combination staying flat-footed. It's a really
what
good
a lot
fight.
of emotion being shown from Johnson.
Oh, I know.
Just thinking about it off top now.
Top of the gloves for the third round. Johnson started off with that jab. Staying active, pushing Isiah into the ropes. They have a clinch real quick. Refs breaking apart. Such tenacity in both fighters.
But that's a little bit of veteran gamership right there, though, from Isiah, right? In that clinch, just kind of wearing on him, like, make the referee break me off.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm over the top of you, and you're having to hold me up right now. You're using a little bit of energy.
Nice 1-2-1 combo by Isiah. Yeah, the weight, especially when you're against the ropes and someone's leaning on you, that plays a huge factor in your cardio. I mean, you don't think that half a body can do that to you, but your weight plus his, it's a factor for sure.
It can.
Nice combo by Isiah. Johnson countering.
Big swing and miss on each side right there. But we really haven't left a phone booth this entire fight, James. I mean, you could have
nice counter by
said,
Isiah.
hey, let's put both lead feet in a tire and let's just slug it out.
That's exactly what's going on. Johnson poured on to Isiah, put him in the corner, but Isiah smartly takes a nice angle and puts Johnson back into the corner. That's something with Isiah. His footwork is beautiful. You can tell him he knows when he's going to put himself in a dangerous situation. Back against the ropes. Big just angles off. Right again.
Coming from Johnson.
And coming from MMA, able to do that and go to boxing, that's one of the hardest things to do, is getting that footwork down.
You know, I wonder how much is an added element to it. Obviously, we know that Isiah always stays in really good shape, but does the cognitive fatigue of having to think just boxing as opposed to what you trained for so long with mixed martial arts play any factor?
Oh, yeah. You're only using your arms, and like you said earlier, after throwing 300, 400 punches, I doubt you throw that much in an MMA fight.
Right, and I mean, he had an extremely active first round where he kind of unloaded a little bit.
Nice.
Big right hand though right there from Isiah.
Puts Johnson against the ropes. Johnson swings the hook and misses.
Jeremy Kimball asking for Isiah to draw it out of Johnson here.
So basically what he's telling is just to make him reach. Right. Every time he's reaching, he's going to time it just right. At the end of his throw, Isiah's going to want to try to counter off of that. So basically baiting him, like right there. Isiah needs to pull back and snap within that range again.
Yeah, he also has the opportunity when Johnson is throwing that big overhand right that he's getting off balance for. If he splits that and goes right off to the angle from that punch, he's going to open up the power shot.
Yep, Isiah teeing off again. There we go.
And for the fourth and final round of this banger here in the Steel City.
Isiah teeing out, nice jab, setting it up there. Johnson taking control of the ring center. Oh, nice
uppercut from Isiah lands.
That was flush on the chin. Little dirty boxing there by Johnson. Hold on to the back of the head trying to throw that uppercut there.
I'm not mad at him for it.
Oh, there's the one that landed right there. But no backing off from Isiah. Staying in the pocket and proceeds with his jab.
Keeps popping that jab. And I mean, just to point out the aesthetics, sometimes the hairstyle that a fighter chooses to have while they're in the ring or in the cage, that might play a factor into, as we spoke to earlier, the pageantry or the optics. You might not always be getting hit completely flush, but if you have longer hair, it could create the illusion that you're getting popped more. You're getting hit, and even if it's, again, you might not even have gotten hit clean, but because you're jerking with your jaw.
There was refs checking that there's a cut under Isiah's eye. I think it was a headbutt, I believe the referee is indicating right now.
And I know that there was...
I'm not sure if there was a point taken away. Doc Ramos is coming and stepping in the cage to see. Check out Isiah real quick.
Yeah, I know that unfortunately Isiah was the victim of an assault on the job. He's a prison guard, and he was attacked a few months ago that opened up a big cut underneath his eye, which pulled him out of a mixed martial arts fight back then at that time. So, and this is on the same cheek. I don't know if it's the same scar tissue that split open.
And then once you have scar tissue, folks, and it opens, it's one of those things that's going to continuously open if you continue to beat at it. Yep, they're calling the fight right now.
They're calling the fight right now. The doctor considered the cut is too deep underneath Torres' eye.
However, did he say it was an intentional? So are they going to lose a point off of that?
He said that it was intentional, and he did warn it multiple times. And we're starting to have a little bit of theatrics in the crowd.
The dangerous aspect, though, of fighting, continuing with some of these cuts, a lot of people don't necessarily understand that a cut can end a fighter's career.
Oh, yeah, easily. It could end, especially being close to the eye. There's so many things that you might just think like, okay, this is a cut, but when you start to take a look at what the actual anatomy is within that area, and if it's between the brow line and just above the eye, and it's on the eyelid or somewhere right around in there, there's so many little fine muscles, ligaments, and tendons that, one, allow for your eye function in terms of just blinking and whatnot, but two, that's what's helping hold your eye in place. And if you have those severed or cut, then you're looking at, one, just as a whole, you're looking at some pretty significant surgeries to be able to go back in there to make sure that
you're talking to a guy right now.
Just works.
I split my eyelid in training.